Hello and welcome to Rooted in Yad, where I talk about what it's really like living in Jamaica so that you can know what to expect and how to thrive if you are planning to make the move here. I'm your host, Misha, and today we are getting into my thoughts on whether you should still move to Jamaica now that Hurricane Melissa came through and completely ravaged the place, or most of it. So in short, my answer would be, it depends. It depends. It depends on exactly what your goals are. So is your goal, let's say, to live off grid or be less grid dependent, grow your own food, be more self-sustaining and live a slower life? If those are like your goals, then yes, Jamaica can still work for you, because as long as you kind of like plan things strategically, and you do some of the things I've mentioned in my videos, like living in a fully concrete home, with enough space above ground, and having a water tank and stuff like that, you'll be all right, Because and even better if you can kind of live near a river, not like too close, right? Because you don't want it to overflood and then ruin everything, right? But live near enough that you can do something with it, right? Or you can do like your own rain catchment system. That's even better. So if you're thinking along those lines, yes, that is a resounding yes. I think Jamaica would still be very good for that. The climate is very good for that. Despite all of what Hurricane Melissa did, things are starting to grow again just because of the way the ground is here, and the climate and everything like that. So it can still work for you. Now, is your goal to invest in Jamaica? Like create some sort of business? I mean, maybe you could still do that. Like you have to make sure it can survive a hurricane, right? So you'll want to be in, like, if it's going to be like a physical business or something, you're going to want to be in one of those fully concrete buildings, or you're going to want to like take everything out before the hurricane so that if the place mash up, you still have your things, and then you can just reopen somewhere else, right? So in that case, like, things like that can still work. But to be very honest, I feel like I don't know if Jamaica will ever be the same as it was before. Now, Jamaica, like everywhere else, was hit with heavy greedflation after COVID. And then after the hurricane, it got hit with another dose of greedflation. And as I have been saying, the price gouging has been insane. Even the taxis, which should be charging like, let's say less than $200, 200 Jamaican dollars per fare, they started charging something crazy like 500 Jamaican dollars per fare, or some even charging as much as like 1,500 Jamaican dollars per fare, which is the price of a charter taxi. For that price, you should be in a taxi alone, yet they're trying to charge that per person, right? I mean, I know the Transport Authority has been cracking down on that and has been giving fines, and some people have actually been, I believe they've been in prison because of that already, but like things like that are still happening. And then to make it worse, people don't have, much money, right? If they have money, right? If they have any cash to spend, they need to spend that for their absolute necessities, because a lot of the wages here, I've talked about this before, a lot of the wages here are very low. Like they're very, very, I'm talking like $5 US an hour or less. Like they're very, very low. And unfortunately, very unfortunately, a lot of Jamaica is still car dependent, right? Things are still quite far away from each other. I mean, you know what? Maybe because of this situation, people will get fed up and want to become less car dependent, and then they'll start making stores in their own communities so that they have to rely less on the taxis. And then like maybe more jobs will be created in each of these little community areas. So then they don't even have to go far for work. So maybe that's something positive that can result from this, that people become even more community centered. And maybe that's something that you could also like come here and contribute to, right? That would be a positive contribution. But as of right now, I'm having a hard time. Seeing Jamaica go back to what it was before. Like, people are struggling even more, right? People are struggling even more now. Prices are higher. Greedflation and the price gouging has hit. And especially if you're thinking about moving to Jamaica to save money, I don't know about that. I'm not saying it's not possible. Okay, I'm just saying that at this point, I don't think it's likely, but I could be wrong, right? I could be wrong, but as of right now, I don't think that it's likely. Now the thing is, I am still here, okay? I am still here, and despite all of this, I don't think I'm gonna go anywhere, right? And I am here because I have specific reasons, unlike Canada, because I'm Canadian, right? Or I'm Canadian first. Unlike Canada, I think in Jamaica, it's easier to survive, right? Like, I don't have to deal with winter. That, for one, just makes it so much easier to do certain things, and it makes it so much easier to live off grid and be self-sustaining. And then, the sunshine is constant, so solar is a great idea out here. So there's that. Then me being in Jamaica, the proximity to Canada is very good. If I ever need to get back in an emergency, I can do so very quickly. The next is I understand the culture and language for the most part. Another reason is I can very easily stay here, right? It's another permanent place for me to live because I have my Jamaican citizenship via descent, because, I have a parent that was born here and I have grandparents that were born here. The whole of my background is Jamaican. So I have citizenship via descent now, and outside of the paperwork, the process was very easy. So I can stay here permanently. And then the next reason is that I love Jamaica. I love Jamaicans. The blood of Jamaicans literally runs through my veins, and I just love it here. And then another reason too is that my husband is from here, right? He's from here, his family and his friends are all here. He can go and spearfish, right? Which is something he loves doing. That's his favorite hobby, and he's very happy here, right? So I have my reasons. But what are yours? I am curious about, what your thoughts are and what your reasons are for wanting to move to Jamaica. So you can just share it in the comments and let me know. Other than that, I think that's it for today. So shorter video, I guess. Yeah, so that's it. I hope that you found this video helpful or informative or at least entertaining. If you did, let me know. But again, I would love to know what your thoughts are. Particularly, I'd love to know what your thoughts are about Jamaica rebuilding after this whole hurricane situation. How you think Jamaica might be, if you think Jamaica is still a good investment. I'd be very curious, because as of right now, after me going through this hurricane and me still having no running utilities and me seeing how things are going and things are progressing and trying to get better, the utility people are trying, but then floods are happening, and it's just and then the food and some of the food, it's just based on me seeing all of this, I'm just I don't know. I don't think Jamaica will ever be the same, but I'm curious to hear what your thoughts are, right? Maybe you're more knowledgeable than me. Maybe you were around when Hurricane Gilbert happened. Yeah, I believe it was Hurricane Gilbert. I don't know. I'm younger. I'm younger than when that happened. I wasn't born yet. So, maybe you have some thoughts, because Jamaica did rebuild. It did rebuild. Although I feel like there are some places that it wasn't the same after then either. But yeah, I'd love to know your thoughts. And, if you're still planning to move here, I'd love to know your why. I'd love to know your reasons. I'm not trying to discourage anybody from moving here. I do just want to say that's not what I'm trying to do. I just feel like I have to. I've always been honest with y'all. I just feel like I need to just be honest and say, yeah, I don't think Jamaica will ever be the same. So if you're gonna move here, you need to have specific reasons. You need to have specific reasons, because it's not the same as what it has been. I mean, maybe if you go to Kingston, because Kingston and those areas over there, they weren't really hit very hard, so they're good. So maybe if you go to Kingston along that side, maybe that side is the same as it was before, but everywhere else, yeah. So as I've said for the umpteenth time, that is it. And yeah, if you still want to move here, you need some help. I think my Moving to Jamaica Starter Guide can really help you. It's full of a lot of information from my years of experience of living here. I also do pull from some experiences of others, but all of that is mostly my experience, and I'm gonna keep updating the guide with more information as I gain more experience, and you'll get all of that for free. Once you purchase the guide, that's it. You get all the updates and everything for free. I'm not going to charge you for updates or anything. Like in one of the recent updates I did, I updated for hurricane prep. I tried to keep it like a cute like 1-2 pager for hurricane prep, and then I went through this and I was like, oh no. I'm sorry, y'all need a lot more information, and now there are pages of information. So, you know, if that can be helpful, if you think that may be helpful, people have said it's helpful, go ahead and get it. The link will be in the description and likely in the comments. And yeah, in the meantime, I really appreciate you being here. If you like this video and you have not subscribed yet, go ahead and join the family. Join the family, you know, and subscribe so that you don't miss what's coming next. Because if you like this video, you will probably like the other ones. And I will see you in the next one.